Ninth, maybe the best early season night of the NBA so far. 1,000 points, 300 rebounds in each of your first three. Kristaps did that for the Knicks. It started well. It ended very poorly. It ended with the trade to the Dallas Mavericks. So here we go. The first time he's seeing the Knicks as a member of the Mavs. If you're wondering, he'll return to the Garden on November 14th. So that's later this month. And frankly, I think that's probably the more intriguing game to see him back at MSG. Porzingis from downtown, 18, 3, and 2 blocks in the first half. Third quarter, Marcus Morris got it. The Knicks are up 7. They have one win this year entering this game against the Chicago Bulls. That's it. R.J. Barrett's assimilating himself quite nicely to the NBA. Morris continues to connect. 29 for Morris in the fourth. Doncic always has to be careful. He played a game a week ago against the Lakers on ESPN where he got hurt. And then he gets caught up with the cameraman as he lays it in transition. His left foot gets caught under the cameraman's foot. And you can see Doncic has the Kurt Schilling bloody sock moment going on. The stake's not nearly as high. Gibson missing the free throw. Doncic gets the rebound. Here we go. It's a three-point game. Doncic for the tie. Oh, good look considering the circumstances. The Knicks have won their second game of the season in Big D.
The Lakers have won their 7th game in a row. They hold Miami to 80 points and 35% shooting, 51 combined for LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Lakers over the Heat 95-80 at Staples Center. Chiney Ogwumike was over there for the game and stopped by to break things down for us. Good to have you here with us.
Glad to be back.
All right, so 7 in a row for the Lakers now. What's impressed you most about their streak?
Their defense. The Lakers' defense is better because the Lakers are bigger. Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, JaVale McGee are all helicopters in the paint, which allows their defense to really hit its high form. When you have that type of rim protection, that allows guards like Danny Green and Avery Bradley to be really aggressive on the perimeter and just handle ball handlers. So you look at this team, they have improved defensively largely because they're not waiting anymore. LeBron James is about to turn 35. The time is now for them to build a championship team, and they're doing it with their defense.
All right, meanwhile, I'm not sure casual NBA fans know just how good the Jazz are.
Big facts.
Donovan Mitchell, we know about him, but Bojan Bogdanovic and Mike Conley added to the mix there. How do they complement what Mitchell does?
Great additions. Bojan Bogdanovic is obviously going to get some love. Game winner, 33 points. He's a true floor spacer. But the real X factor here is Mike Conley, just because he's a true playmaker. Now, what he allows Donovan Mitchell is to take less of the load. Last year, Donovan had to do so much. Adding Mike Conley is a proven veteran. The last 3 or so years in Memphis, he gave you 20 points per game. He's respected. Now, he has not shot the ball to his potential, but he's just calmed this team, and now they're just completely balanced. And Donovan Mitchell doesn't have to do so much. And when he has less pressure on him, you're getting an all-star type of season with 25 points per game from him. Meanwhile,
we saw the Nuggets come back at home in Denver. Worst collapse ever for Philly in the shot clock era in the fourth quarter. Best comeback ever for Denver in the fourth quarter. So what does that tell you about the Nuggets?
Well, it tells me that we always sleep on the Nuggets, and it's unfortunate. It's sort of like that team that you sort of say, well, they should be grateful to be in the MVP conversation with Jokic. They should be grateful to be making some noise in the playoffs. They don't care about being grateful. They're not settling for that anymore. This team, 4 out of the 5 starters were in double figures. All 5 of them had a positive plus-minus. And this is just a well-balanced team with core chemistry. They play hard. And if you're talking about the playoffs and them getting over the hump, they're going to look back at this game and say, guess what? We stared a big deficit straight in the eye, and we overcame it. It's going to give them confidence in the playoffs, and they're not going to be settling for anything else.
Meanwhile, Damian Lillard, individually brilliant once again. 60 points for the Blazers, but they lose to the Nets. So he stayed true to Portland, and it looks like he wants to finish his career there, not doing the whole superstar team-up thing. What do you think of his approach?
So I am true to Dame Dollar. Because we're friends, we're Adidas family, and it's really interesting. I had to make a big decision, you know, switching teams myself from Connecticut to Los Angeles, and we talk about it as friends. And I sort of posed a question to him. I was like, would you ever do the same? He did not blink. He's just a loyal dude. And if you look at what he was able to do, provide 60 points for this team, it's like he's the type of guy that says, not what can I do for the franchise, like what can the franchise do for me? You know what I mean? So for Dame Lillard, I just think it's one of those things. You got to get more people to support him. CJ had a tough night. So he's so talented, but we will see what this team can do to support him in the future.
All right, do us a favor. Anytime you're over there at a game, stop by and break it down.
I got you. I got you.
All right.
I will be attending. the University of Memphis.
You're looking at the #1 player in the country, a transcendent player for this program.
James Wiseman ruled ineligible by the NCAA. There's a lot more to come with this story, but here's what we know. He's playing tonight.
The most surreal scene that I've ever seen in a college sporting event.
The battle of James Wiseman in Memphis against the NCAA. His future hangs in the balance.
And for decades, Friday has been the quietest day on the college basketball calendar. Not so much tonight. Our lead NBA analyst, Jalen Rose, joins us for more perspective. He's straddled and been so successful in the college and the pro game. So bottom line, what do you make of this news regarding Wiseman?
Another example of how the NCAA continues to disincentivize talented young people from wanting to play collegiate sports. This is why for decades I've called this system a form of indentured servitude. Because once you sign a letter of intent, where else can talented young people not profit off of their name, off of their likeness, when they're so very skilled and gifted at what they do, yet when you join the NCAA, you're also not allowed to work. It doesn't take place anywhere else in society, and that's why this model has been turned upside down for so very long.
What advice would you just give Wiseman and his family right now?
In anybody's mock draft, he's going to be in the top 3. He's shown how he can perform even in the first game this year for Memphis. I would advise him to continue to practice with his team. He wanted to be a collegiate athlete. He wanted to go to Memphis. He wanted to play for Penny and try to fight the process like he's doing right now. If he comes back to him that he's unable to perform, then hire a trainer, continue to work on your game, keep your nose clean, enter the draft, and ultimately be a top flight pick.
There's been a ton of people in the sport that were kind of rubbed the wrong way with the way Penny walked in. We're going to win a national championship. I'm going to get the nation's largest, best recruiting class coming off an NIT appearance. And now the crown jewel of that class finds himself in this situation. Short term, what does this mean for Anthony Hardaway?
Oh, that has a term attached to it. It's called selective enforcement. The late, great Jerry Tarkanian once said, when the NCAA gets upset at Kentucky, they put Cleveland State on probation. If you look deeper into a lot of signings, in particular of top flight athletes, you can see history of family members moving to the city or the state that they play in, being employed by the school, being hired to do basketball camps, getting impermissible benefits. This thing has been happening since the beginning of time, and I don't think it's going to put a smear on Penny Hardaway in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, I know you guys mentioned it during your NBA halftime that this has been a somewhat difficult day to be a prospective #1 overall pick when it comes to eligibility. Jalen, thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.
Friday nights mean